Worthing FC TV with Chris Agutter looking ahead to this Saturday's National League South trip to Slough Town. Aggie, before we get into Slough, just a reflection on Tuesday night's game. It was a thriller, 4 goals between the sides, finished 2-2, both teams down to 10 men on Tuesday night. What are your reflections on it now, having watched it back?
I thought we were good value for at least a point. It was probably a bit harsh on our performance in the second half, because I thought, watching it back, up until the sending off, we were creating chances. Momentum shifted a little bit in Torquay's favour, or we were less dominant than what we were in the first half, but that's always going to happen against a really good side. So I thought we were creating chances, and the team most likely up until the sending off, and then obviously shifted the dynamic of the game a little bit, and we went into survival mode, and obviously they then get a man sent off, and I don't think we got back out of survival mode. Turned the ball over a little bit too cheap for our liking. Game just become a little bit too chaotic and too transitional, and I think that suited them more than us. Just little things like cheap turnover. We then give away a foul on transition to stop any counters. That then gives them an opportunity to launch it and get bodies in forward areas en masse, really. So just shifted the momentum of the game a little bit. But all in all, like, with all things considered and the run of games we've had, I think we've played 7 of the top 8 in the past however many games. So to come through that with 30 points and 30 points from 36 and unbeaten is a really good return. And obviously all the games are worth 3 points, but where we've played the teams directly around us or who we're directly competing with, they feel like 6-pointers. So what was important on Tuesday was not to lose ground on anyone. So Torquay haven't gained on us. They haven't really gained any momentum. We haven't lost any momentum, and Maidstone and Bournemouth have dropped points. So obviously Dorking won, but there's 3 games in hand on Dorking. So I think we're in a really, really positive position. And I think we can be really excited about the next period of time.
Slough Town, your opponent Saturday, when the sides last met, it was one of the games of the season here, wasn't it? So are you expecting more of the same? Are you expecting a similar approach from Slough, or do you think they might change it up a bit?
I'm not sure, if I'm being brutally honest. It was a really good game down there. Could have been 7-7, couldn't it? It was crazy, but knowing Scott, not particularly well, but knowing of him and hearing him speak and having spoken to him a couple of times, I think he's a bit of a purist as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was same again. Let's have a go. Having watched Slough, I think they're at their best when they're playing on the front foot, and they're taking the game to the opposition when they're all in, similar to ourselves. I think that's when they produce their best level. So if I was them, that's what I would do. But equally, we've seen them where they've been a bit more conservative and a bit more pragmatic, where they've also been pretty effective. So I just think they're a really good side. Scott's done a great job there, and we just know it's, when we look down the fixture list, it's one of those games you look at and you go, oh, that's tough. Like, obviously the Torquay game and that run of fixtures where we're competing with teams directly around us, that's obviously a difficult period, but equally we sort of look at the Slough game and we know it's going to be a really, really difficult game. They've got a very good record at home, similar to Tunbridge, similar type of challenge, but it's one that we really look forward to, and one that if we keep running and we keep fighting and we keep doing the ugly stuff and we keep earning the right, like we keep being dominant around first and second ball and recovery running and the less glamorous stuff, if we keep doing that, which has been the platform for our recent run of form, which has got us to the position that we're in, that's the platform for us putting points on the board. If we keep, as I said, running hard and playing with aggression and playing with real physicality and togetherness, I think we'll have a great chance to go there and win the game.
You mentioned earlier about the run of form you've been on, picking up 30 points out of a possible 36 and playing against some of your promotional rivals along the way.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is to continue that momentum this Saturday as you play, obviously, a team that you're not directly competing with in the league?
It's incredibly important. It's like I said, all the games are worth 3 points, and what you don't want to do is undo some of the great work that we've done in terms of getting to where we're at. We just, where we've beaten Bournemouth, we've beaten Dorking, we've beaten Torquay, we've beaten Maidstone. We know that that at our best, and if we deliver our best level, we've got a great chance of winning. So it's very much us versus ourselves type mentality. We've just got to make sure we deliver on deliver on the levels that we potentially can, and if we do that, then we'll keep putting points on the board. But as I said, it's about doing the ugly stuff. It's about earning the right, as much as it sounds as a cliche. Again, just to reiterate, the reason that we've been on such a good run is because we're outrunning the opposition. We're better in both boxes, yes, as well, which helps. But the main is we're outrunning the opposition. We're outworking them. We're winning first and seconds. Like generally, when you freeze frame the picture, there's more Worthing shirts in the picture than the opposition. We're together. We're connected on and off the ball, and we're fighting for each other. And that's the most important thing. And again, that's the platform for us to win more games.
Finally, just a bit of a squad update in terms of Bailey Smith has gone on until registration move to Bognor Regis, along with Freddie Chester. And then just touching on who's available and if there are any fresh injury concerns heading into the weekend.
We need to have a look at Nicky tonight, because he obviously come off against Torquay. Beardy has got a 3-game ban, but that doesn't start till after Saturday. Other than that, we're pretty good. Bailey was in a similar boat to Jack Bates, Ollie Starkey, Ollie Black, with the lack of a B-team 21s or being ineligible to play 19s football. It just means that if you're not playing regularly, you can very quickly fall behind in terms of being ready to make an impact at National League South level for Worthing. So it's one of them. We make ourselves lighter short term, but it's with a sort of longer term picture. If Bailey can go out and play 5-6 games over the next month and get himself match fit, then hopefully that gets him in a better position to come back and help us in the last few weeks of the season. So and Freddie Chester's in a slightly different situation where he's not as close to the first team, but he's a young player at the football club that we really like. I really like Fred. Again, we could have him around us as a squad player, and it would help us in terms of our strength and depth, but it wouldn't be what's right for him, and ultimately what would be right for us longer term. So he needs to look after the short term, needs to play games, and hopefully come next pre-season, without getting ahead of ourselves, he'll be closer to becoming an important member of the first team.
Thanks, Eggy.
Cheers, Jack.